it's Kristen from Anime Collective. So this year is stacked full of new releases, from new additions to new serializations, so I wanted to do a video going over all of my most anticipated. Here's all the new manga I'm looking forward to collecting in 2024. Alright guys, I'm kicking things off with After God, which is one of my most anticipated, if not my most anticipated release, aside from, of course, Initial D. And this is saying a lot because this year is stacked so far. Releasing from Viz on November 19th, the story is set in Japan ravaged by invading gods, leaving destruction in their wake. We follow anti-god researcher Sachiyuki Tokinaga, who embarks on a quest to reclaim humanity's future. His unexpected ally, high schooler Waka Kamikura, might hold the secret to turning the tide. Together, they navigate the perilous ruins of Tokyo, uncovering secrets that could change the world's fate forever and bring an end to the gods once and for all. After God has truly breathtaking art. It's realistic but also stylized and unique. When viewing the pages, I'm reminded a lot of the details of Shinichi Sakamoto's Of Innocence panels, albeit different, but the structuring strikes a similar chord with me, but also the emotion of style of Sui Ishida's panels. It also has a vibe and atmosphere similar to Chainsaw Man and Hell's Paradise. These are some of my all-time favorite manga artists, so this is big praise, but while I see glimpses, Sumi Ino's After God is a complete original. The dynamic battles and how they are drawn are a major highlight of the series. It has some of the best fights I've seen as of late, but it is also set in an incredibly unique world and knows how to be emotional and dramatic when need be as well. This next one, Gachiakuta, was initially thought to be a standout release of 2023, but it was pushed back to 2024. I've talked about it before on the channel, but with its delay to 2024, I get another chance to highlight this amazing series. Gachiakuta follows a boy named Rudo, an orphan living with his adoptive parents in the slums. He has abilities that make him stand out from others, but they make him a target as well. One day, Rudo's life is changed forever when he is framed for a murder he did not commit, and he is thrown into a place called the Abyss. Instead of dying, though, he finds himself in a strange new world surrounded by monsters made of trash. There he meets a man named Injin, who's a janitor, an individual who fights against these monsters with special weapons. Rudo becomes a janitor to fight his way out of the abyss and get his revenge. This is one you may already know thanks to a recommendation from Atsushi Okubo, the creator of one of my all-time favorites, Soul Eater. He even went as far as to say he is passing on the baton to Kei Urana, his assistant at one point in time. Those are big words and shoes to fill, but I couldn't agree more after reading Gachiakuta. The style, character designs, and world building are incredible. It has a similar vibe and feel to two other manga I love, Deadman Wonderland and Fire Force, but it's still unique and stands apart. On top of all that, it's gritty and emotional and has amazing art. Next is Vinland Saga, which began releasing with English translation on October 14, 2013, but it received a new deluxe edition release in 2024. It is one of my favorite seinen manga, let alone manga of all time. I highly recommend it if you have yet to give it a shot, especially if you enjoy stories with top-notch character development, detailed art, and profound and historically inspired stories. Vinland Saga tells the story of Thorfinn, a young boy enchanted by his father's tales of a distant land to the west. His idyllic world is shattered when a mercenary raid kills his family, pushing him into a life among the very Vikings responsible for this loss. Driven by vengeance against the band's leader for his father's death, Thorfinn grows into a formidable warrior. But amidst his quest for revenge, the enduring pride in his family and the dream of Vinland, a peaceful land free of war, give him solace and purpose. In addition to getting a premium upgrade, Kodansha threw in some extras in these new deluxe editions. They even tossed in color maps and concept art, giving us behind-the-scenes peeks. In my full review video of the Vinland Saga Deluxe Editions, I go over all of this and how they compare to the original 2-in-1 hardcovers released by Kodansha if you'd like to check it out. The Tree of Death Yomotsuhegui is the latest series by Masasumi Kakizaki and is a must-read if you're a fan of cosmic horror like I am. Known for his work on Green Blood and Rainbow, he continues to show off his deeply engaging storytelling and intricate, highly detailed artwork in this new series, which is out now thanks to 7 Seas. The story introduces us to Nawa Kanetsugu, a former police officer whose life is upended by the tragic loss of his family, which propels him on a dark path of vengeance. What sets this journey apart is a twist of fate that grants Nawa immortality and monstrous powers after consuming the fruit from the tree in the realm of dead, Yomotsuhegui. This curse or blessing leads him to a crossroads between regaining his lost humanity or succumbing to the darkness within, as he allies with a god of death to battle otherworldly threats. Yomotsuhegui is a revenge story, but it's so much more. It's also a complex exploration of justice, redemption, and the human condition, and it's all set against a fascinating cosmic horror backdrop. If you enjoy manga that dive deep into the darker aspects of the soul, have beautiful art, and are Lovecraftian, this series is one you'll want to check out. Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You follows Sasaki, who at 45 finds little joy beyond the smoke breaks that punctuate his monotonous office life, except for the brief moment shared with Yamada, a supermarket cashier. After a grueling day, Yamada's absence sends Sasaki in search of comfort, leading him to an unexpected encounter with Toyama, a captivating woman who offers him a cigarette and company. As their smoke-filled conversation unfolds, Sasaki is oblivious to the fact that Toyama is more familiar to him than he realizes. Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You features a bond forged in life's everyday moments. Unlike many other manga that dramatize first encounters with grandiose events, this manga focuses more on the realism of casual yet profound interactions. It shows us all that meaningful relationships can emerge from the simplest of settings, like behind a konbini. Because of its setup, there's an authenticity to the characters and their relationship, and I love that it features an adult cast as well. It's an absolute gem through and through. It's one of the best manga 2024 so far. I hope you'll check it out. I Want to End This Love Game features a unique twist of childhood rivalry between Yukiya Asagi and Miku Sakura, who have engaged in the love game since they were kids, challenging each other with declarations of I love you and attempts to catch the other off guard. But the stakes of this game escalate when genuine feelings of love mix with their competitive spirit, making the prospect of losing unthinkable for them both. Yukiya steps into high school with a mission to win over Miku. Armed with tactics lifted straight from her favorite shoujo manga, he's ready to execute the perfect romantic maneuvers, from wall pinning to smoldering gazes in hopes of stirring her heart. Kaguya-sama Love is War is one of my top series, so admittedly when I picked this one up, it was because it had similarities. While I did hope to discover a series that would fill that void, I also yearned for a romantic comedy that would shine on its own. Now this is a will they won't they type series where the main characters resist confessing their love for one another at all costs, so if you enjoy more straightforward romances, I have other recommendations you may enjoy more. That said though, if you love cute stories with relatable characters, it's one I highly recommend. Medalist released on March 5th from Kodansha, and it follows Inori, an 11-year-old with big dreams of becoming a figure skater who faces daunting obstacles. Despite her age, school struggles, and family doubts, the ice rink is her sanctuary, and she works hard to make her dreams a reality. There she meets Tsukasa, a coach on the brink of quitting competitive skating forever. Together they forge an unstoppable duo fueled by hard work, unwavering belief, and the pursuit of proving everyone wrong. Inori's journey is deeply moving. Her passion for figure skating is palpable, and you can't help but root for her. Teaming up with Coach Tsukasa, who's on the verge of giving up his dreams, adds layers to this dynamic. Despite facing doubts from others, including Inori's mom, they find strength in each other and strive to defy the odds. Their mutual belief, support, and passion for figure skating create this beautiful, inspiring bond, and their interactions are one of Medalist's strong suits. Believing in yourself when you are young is hard enough, but it is even more challenging when everyone around Inori, from her mom to her classmates, tells her she won't amount to anything. Tsukasa's role as a coach becomes not just about teaching figure skating, but instilling belief and hope in Inori's heart. These two learn a lot from each other, and their connection and drive to overcome the odds make Medalist one of the best and most touching sports series I've ever read. One of my most wanted has always been a new release of Initial D. Initial D debuted in the 90s, but wouldn't be released with English translation until 2002 when Tokyopop released singles of the series. Unfortunately though, they only printed 33 of the 48 volumes, so it has never been fully released in the US. Much to my excitement though, Kodansha announced large-sized 2-in-1 omnibuses of Initial D, with the first slated for release on March 19th. I'm going to be doing a video on the channel showcasing these new omnibuses and how they compare to the singles, so stay tuned for that. The story of Initial D follows Takumi Fujiwara, an 18-year-old who helps out his father at his tofu shop by making deliveries. Every morning he heads out to Mount Akina in his dad's AE-86. Because of this daily routine, he has gained skills in mountain racing and drifting, which were further honed while driving to make a delivery at its summit. Takumi's daily life changes when the Akagi Red Suns come into town to challenge the local team, the Akina Speedstars. Takumi is a thrilling driver because he thinks out of the box and quickly adapts to every situation or challenge. The races are entertaining and exhilarating, not just because of Takumi, because of the opponents he comes across as well. Each with their unique driving style, every race feels fresh and the bar is constantly being raised. The races unfold in a way that makes them unexpected and exciting, and the cars, whether in motion or not, are beautifully drawn. Whether you're into cars or not, Initial D is a fantastic read. It's one of my favorite series to ever release, and it's an absolute classic through and through. If you are picking up Initial D Omnibus 1, there's a standard release, but there are also 2 exclusive cover releases you can shop from Crunchyroll and Kinokuniya. Up next is Gannibal, which is one of the top horror manga I recommend, not just this year, but all around. It's a hidden treasure that's finally going to be available in English thanks to Ablaze. The story follows our protagonist who relocates to a seemingly quaint mountain village, only to find it cloaked in dark rumors of cannibalism. It all sounds like a twisted joke until a local officer goes missing. When our MC is sent to take over his post, he begins to wonder whether or not these rumors are true and begins to investigate. The only problem is that one particular family in the area doesn't like him poking around in their business. Just like in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the family in this story, the Goto family, evokes a sense of dread looming over the village, acknowledged but the town doesn't pry into their lives. It's an utterly gripping and unsettling read that had me on edge throughout. It's one that I hope more and more people will check out because it's one of the best new horror manga I've read as of late. Ablaze is releasing the paperback volumes at manga retailers on April 9th, but they also launched a Kickstarter that features hardcover manga editions, box sets, and more of the series. As someone who loves video games and plays MMOs, my love story with Yamada-kun at level 999 really struck a chord with me, much like another one of my favorites, Watakoi, Love is Hard for Otaku did. From the beauty and friendships that can be forged, but also the dangers that come with meeting IRL, to the identities and connections we form in game, and the lessons, healing, or escape that they offer us, my love story with Yamada-kun is one of the best you can read. In the series, we follow our MC and college student Akane, who in the wake of a painful breakup, finds solace not in solitude, but within the virtual world of an online RPG, where she combats minor foes to heal her bruised heart. Here, she crosses paths with Yamada, a pro gamer whose social reclusiveness leaves Akane torn between finding him awkwardly charming or intriguingly mysterious. An unexpected run-in with her ex at a gaming convention propels Akane into a whimsical charade, presenting Yamada as her new boyfriend. This spur-of-the-moment decision intertwines their lives both digitally and physically, but Yamada's passion seems tethered to one thing and one thing only: gaming. My love story with Yamada-kun is a romance, but it also features an amazing group dynamic, mainly the members of the guild to which Akane and Yamada belong. We watch them connect online, but also in real life, and it's their interactions and the humorous and heartwarming moments that result from them, along with their relationship, that makes this series so memorable for me. In addition to the manga, which is released on April 2nd from Inklore, a new imprint of Random House, I highly recommend the anime adaptation brought to life one of my favorite studios, Madhouse. Kodansha is releasing 2-in-1 omnibuses of the Fable, with the first set to arrive on April 9th. Since its initial release in 2014, the Fable has been one of my most wanted print releases. With an upcoming anime adaptation on the horizon, it's the perfect time to bring the series to print, and I'm excited to finally add it to my collection. The story follows a legendary assassin known as the Fable who is advised to lay low in Osaka after a bloody period of gang enforcement in Tokyo. Tasked with living a normal life for a year, he faces a world of challenges with his usual professionalism. But can he truly escape his past, or will the Osaka underworld draw him back in? The Fable stands out as one of the best when it comes to titles featuring hitman protagonists, and this is across all media. It delves into the challenges of escaping a life of being a hitman, akin to something like John Wick, so it's action-packed and thrilling, but it also has a way of highlighting these characters who by all accounts are criminals in ways that make you root for and connect with them. They showcase how being a hitman is a job that always comes back to haunt you. When your life has been nothing but killing, the Fable begs the question of how can you settle down and truly live, and this makes it unexpectedly warm and touching to read at times. It's not all serious, it's quite hilarious as well. While Sakamoto Days is my favorite shonen that highlights a hitman trying to lay low and live a normal life, the Fable takes my top spot for seinen. As far as modern shonen goes, the past few years have had some of my all-time favorite releases like Chainsaw Man, Dandadan, and Sakamoto Days. 2024 is continuing the momentum with one of my most anticipated, Gokurakugai. hitting shelves thanks to Viz. I initially fell in love with this series after reading its one-shot, which evolved into this serialized version arriving this year. This story is set in the gritty, lawless confines of Gokurakugai, where troubleshooters Alma and Tao stand as beacons of justice amid the chaos. Catering to a wide array of clients, their missions frequently confront them with the city's darkest menaces, monstrous entities that prey on its inhabitants. Motivated by both a sense of justice and money, they take on human and inhuman adversaries and help individuals in need, all while navigating life in a place that's lost all law and order. The series stands out with its unique art style and character designs. Honestly, it has some of the best artwork I've seen in a while, and the characters are just as interesting. This is one I'd especially love to see an anime adaptation of. It's one of those series that would be incredible as an anime because of its vivid storytelling and dynamic panels. I truly can't recommend this one enough, and you can look forward to its release on April 16th. Dark Horse is shining the spotlight on Trigun and its sequel Trigun Maximum in 2024 with the release of new deluxe editions starting on April 23rd. This news was exciting not just because I am a fan and I've longed to own a premium edition of the series, but also because it will get into the hands of more and more people, especially given the scarcity and high costs of the previous editions. If you are new to Trigun, it is set in the desert world of Gunsmoke, where a mysterious bounty hangs above the head of Vash the Stampede. His guns can pierce the planet, which explains why the locals tremble at the very mention of his name. The reward for his capture or assassination is $60 billion double dollars. Every trigger-happy psycho in creation is aiming to claim Vash dead or alive. Trigun has a nostalgic feel to it with its western-like vibe and setting, but it's set in a futuristic time as well, and this makes it unique. On top of all that, it's action-packed and full of comedy. It's one of the most entertaining series I've ever read. Next is Hirayasumi, an upcoming slice-of-life seinen by Keigo Shinzo. It follows 29-year-old and carefree Hiroto Ikuta, who doesn't have a girlfriend, a steady job, or a life plan, and he couldn't be happier. But his breezy attitude confounds others in a world fraught with anxiety and uncertainty. After striking up an unlikely friendship with the neighborhood's grumpy elder, Hiroto unexpectedly inherits her house and some challenging emotions. When his 18-year-old cousin Nasumi moves in, Hiroto's carefree lifestyle faces a test as she grapples with her struggles as an inspiring art student. This series beautifully captures the essence of cherishing life's simple pleasures, like the sun's warmth, the fragrance of the flowers, or the gentle breeze. It serves as a reminder not to overlook the beauty in the ordinary and to appreciate what we have in the here and now. I've always appreciated series like Hirayasumi, which while don't have many bells and whistles, are beautiful in their own right. I've come to appreciate simplicity more and more in my own life, so Hirayasumi couldn't have arrived at a more perfect time. These volumes are going to be released under Viz's SIG series, which are larger in comparison to their standard Shonen Jump releases like Dorohedoro and Dead Dead Demons. You can look forward to its release on May 21st. The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity is a charming take on Romeo and Juliet. It's partially set at Chidori High, where underachievers and our main character Rentaro go to school. He meets a girl from the prestigious Kikyo Girls High and falls for her, but their budding romance faces challenges as they navigate the divide between their schools and societal expectations. I enjoy this series because it's a heartwarming read. Since this is a retelling of Romeo and Juliet, there's bound to be some drama and a star-crossed lover's relationship takes center stage. As a fan of the source material, I appreciate the creator's take on Romeo and Juliet, featuring relatable characters who, while fitting into some familiar tropes like the misunderstood guy and the clever girl, are still authentic and engaging. The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity is a romance and drama story that, while simple, is executed exceptionally well. If you like Romeo and Juliet or wholesome stories, I highly recommend this one. This next one, Full Night, a new seinen series, immediately grabbed my attention, not only because it was recommended by Sui Ishida, the creator of one of my top manga of all time, Tokyo Ghoul, but also thanks to its immense potential, unique setting, and exploration of thought-provoking themes. It is expected to be released from Viz under their SIG imprint on June 18th. Full Night is set in a bleak future where the Earth is shrouded in thick clouds blocking the sun, suffocating life, and humanity faces extinction. The concept of transfloration emerges as a desperate measure to prevent this, converting humans into oxygen-producing plants. Amid this dystopian setting, Toshiro Kamiya faces a harrowing decision: undergo transfloration to save his ailing mother or cling to the remnants of his humanity. Full Night dives deep into the moral complexities that come with self-sacrifice and human resilience in the face of survival, particularly emphasizing the lengths one would go to protect their loved ones and the lengths that humanity will go to survive. Set against a dystopian post-apocalyptic backdrop, one of my favorite settings, this series is similar in ways to two others I love, Tokyo Ghoul and Heavenly Delusion. What sets Full Night apart is not just its unique storyline and beautifully drawn panels, but also its indescribable allure that hooks you from the start. I can't help but feel that Full Night is truly special, and I'm excited for its release this year. This next one was recently announced. Viz announced that they are releasing Kagurabachi in the fall. It follows the story of Chihiro, who dedicates his days to training alongside his renowned swordsmith father, aspiring to follow in his footsteps and become a master sword maker. Their days together, full of lighthearted banter and earnest dedication to their craft, seem like they will last forever, but their existence is shattered instantly by a devastating tragedy, plunging Chihiro into a world consumed by darkness and driven by vengeance. With sword in hand, Chihiro embarks on a relentless quest for retribution and heads down a new path full of battles and challenges. Based on some of the series I mentioned earlier, including this one, I definitely have a thing for revenge stories, but Kagurabachi is one of the shonen that has recently debuted to capture my attention. It has an interesting power system, and from the chapters I've read, it has a lot of potential. If you're a fan of shonen with a darker edge like me, Kagurabachi is one you'll want to check out this fall. I also wanted to talk about some other releases, most notably new additions, but also some series I'm interested in picking up this year as well. This year, a Vampire Knight manga box set is releasing on October 22nd. We are also getting Red River 3-in-1 editions that are releasing on October 15th. You and I Are Polar Opposites, which is releasing on May 7th. My Name is Shingo The Perfect editions, which are arriving on February 27th. Also coming out is a Go-Go Monster 2nd edition hardcover on June 25th. Last Quarter on September 3rd, and a Fire Force manga box set on June 4th. I wanted to note these real quick because these are some exciting new releases that are on the horizon as well. These are all of the series I'm looking forward to picking up this year so far. Of course, it's early, so more announcements are sure to be on the way. As new series I'm excited about are announced, I'll be sure to update you guys via top comment in my community tab. I have a post on my website, animecollective.com, that I'll be keeping updated over the course of the year too, if you'd like to check that out. That's it for the video, guys. Which series are you excited to pick up this year? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.